High above the rotten rose, cloth and metal, teeth and crows. Hello, bitches.
Dude, you okay? Sounds like you got a staph infection.
Oh no! Sorry, I'm just doing a bit from one of my favorite characters. Who kind of has to do with what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, since the last video did so well, and we had a lot of fun making it, I let Anno choose this one. Who are we doing today, Anno?
Motherfucking Scarecrow.
Scarecrow. He's also one of my favorite Batman villains, so this is gonna be fun.
Indeed. Bet you're glad I didn't choose the Batman who edges.
Do not mention him in my presence, Anno.
What kind of edging we're talking?
You could cut yourself on the edge.
Ah, so the crawling in my skin kind.
Yeah.
The wounds that will not heal kind.
Yeah.
The fear is how I fall kind.
He probably takes off his cowl, and we are getting off track.
Yes, we are.
Anyway. Yeah, it's kind of a blessing and a curse with Scarecrow because he's had such consistent designs over the years. It's hard to discern what's a unique design and what's just a different art style, but I did my best.
Honestly, that's all we can really expect of you.
Alright, let's get into
I mean that in a good way.
That sounded condescending from you, but I'll let it slide. Anyway.
That was supposed to be.
See how it is. Anyway.
Why?
Let's get started with the tier names. At the top we have
There's nothing to fear but fear itself.
which is the best Scarecrow.
Yes.
Next we have
Hi, Professor Crane.
Good evening, child. Worship me, fools! Worship me!
which is
Hello, child.
Oh, hello, child. Which is a pretty good Scarecrow. Not the best, but pretty good. In the middle, we have
There is no savior, no more hope, no more Batman.
which is it's just eh. Second from the bottom, we have
They scream and they cry.
which is pretty bad, but not the worst.
So they cope and they seethe, but they also mauled.
They crawl in their skin. And at the bottom, we have
And at the end of fear, oblivion.
which is just the worst.
God awful.
Just why does this even exist? Anyway, let's get started. We're starting off with the animation. We have the first animated Scarecrow from the Batman Superman hour. It's terrifying and not in the way they intended.
It looks like a blow-up doll.
Did you ever watch Marvel Hornets?
Marvel Hornets. I think I might have.
Yeah, the mask looks like one of Slender Man's proxies, but with lipstick.
Slenderman is in fucking Marvel?
No?
Oh, okay, thank goodness.
I said marble, not Marvel, with a B.
Oh, okay. Marvel, okay. Alright, no, I have seen it then.
Okay, yeah. It looks like Masky with lipstick.
Yeah, no, I see it. I see it.
I'm just gonna put this in Oblivion.
Yeah.
Alright, next up, we have the Super Friends Scarecrow, which is a notable improvement.
Yeah, it's a glow-up.
His face actually looks somewhat creepy.
I also, like, my favorite parts of Scarecrow is whenever he looks, like, raggedy and worn down.
Yeah,
I love
like a
the
scarecrow.
hat. Yeah. And just the clothing and just the straw hat hair.
Yeah, it just works. Do we worship him?
Yeah, I'd say he's worshipable.
Alright, we're gonna worship this one. Next one is from the Galactic Guardians series, which is basically like season 4 or 5 of Super Friends. This is such a downgrade.
It is, to be honest.
Like, there's way less detail on him. That just looks like a jack-o'-lantern, not
This
a
looks
scarecrow.
His minions also look like budget KKK members who just couldn't afford the triangle on the head.
His minions have a better mask than he does.
They do, though.
I think he's gonna scream and cry.
Yeah, he's gonna scream and cry and cope and seethe and mold.
Alright, next up, we have the DC animated universe. First off, his first look in Batman the Animated Series. He looks like a sock puppet.
Yeah, he does look. He looks like a Muppet.
You could never convince me that this is in any way scary.
Yeah, no, this is boring.
Yeah, into oblivion with him.
Off to oblivion with you.
Next up is his second look, which is definitely a lot better. Like, if I was in an
Yeah.
alley and this guy just shoved me against a wall or something, I'd be creeped out.
Yeah, yeah, his face and just like how proportionate his body is to the rest of him just gives him like this really like creepy ass look. Like he
Yeah, and
could swallow you whole and just like disappear with you in a bag.
and his eyes look so sunken in. I think he should be worshipped.
He's worshipable, yeah.
Alright, next up, the new Batman Adventures. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's.
Come on.
Yeah,
We all know where this is going.
exactly.
He is fear itself.
He is fear itself.
Yeah, next up is from the Batman Gotham Knight animated movie, which is there are no good full body views of him, so we just have his mask. It's weird. It's weird.
He looks like a villain from a Studio Ghibli film.
I could see it.
Uh,
I'm not fond of it.
yeah, I mean, it's not like bad by any means. It's just like, okay.
He looks like he's gonna scream and cry to me. Alright, next up, your favorite animated show to date, Batman the Brave and the Bold. I think he looks pretty good, honestly.
He looks like a Muppet, but like they actually like sort of tried with him.
The face and the hat actually do look kind of spooky.
That looks a little. His head just looks a little goofy, but his body, like his proportions, look good. Like they look legitimately creepy.
Yeah. What do you think? Worship or No More Hope?
No more hope.
Alright, I can live with that. And next up is from the Assault on Arkham animated movie, which is it's Arkham Asylum Scarecrow but animated. I like the colors on it.
I like the straps on it. He looks, he has that good raggedy Scarecrow look.
Yeah. He does look creepy.
Is
Now,
he worshipable?
I think we can worship him. Alright, next up, not so worshipable, is the DC animated movie universe. This was from the Nightwing and Robin short film. He just looks like any hired hitman with a funny mask.
Yeah, no, he just looks like a Payday DLC character.
Yeah. Into Oblivion.
Into Oblivion, yeah, sure.
Alright, next up. These are interesting. Both of these next two are from the Batman Unlimited movies. This actually looks kind of cool.
It does. It looks badass.
I love the hood and the face mask. The hair. It's just a cool Scarecrow overall.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, he's intimidating and scary, but in a different way.
Yeah. Do I like it enough to put it in fear itself, though?
He's scary in like how Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012 is scary. He's just he looks threatening, and he probably is very threatening.
Yeah, let's do fear itself.
Fear itself, yeah.
And next up is the same design, but without his mask. What happened to this man's face?
It looks like they cut the sides of his mouth and just kind of like heated them together and just kind of left him as is. Now he's depressed because of it.
He looks like Ned from the Venture Bros. That's all I can
Oh.
think of when I see this. I think he's gonna scream and cry.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to.
Alright, next up is from the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. This boy's trying to cosplay Stewie Griffin. Like, the rest is standard Scarecrow. I like that you can see the teeth under his mask, but what is that mask?
The head really didn't need to be so big. Like, I get what they're trying to go for, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, it would be fine if the head wasn't so comically massive.
Yeah, I feel like if they committed to like his head being smaller and just it being a sack and like just made the eyes not at all visible, he would look. I'd put him in. Just maybe at Fear itself, but this guy, no, he's gonna scream and cry. Maybe even
He's screaming and crying, but this next one is after he gets mutated by the ooze. He's making everyone else scream and cry.
yeah, no, that's fucking Fear.
Yeah, and he looks cool.
He does.
Fear itself.
Fear itself.
Alright, next up. It's from the Harley Quinn animated series. And I kind of dig it.
I mean, it's basic. I mean, there's nothing really to write home about it, though.
Yeah, pretty basic Scarecrow. Just looks nice in the art style.
No, this Scarecrow is going to be going to Macca's and getting a what's Australian slang for a burger?
I have no idea.
Okay, instead he's going to go to a cigarette store and buy actually wait, it's Pride Month. Never mind.
You can't say that, Anno.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, no more hope.
Yeah, no more hope.
Alright, next up is from the Batman Hush animated movie. This is considerably better than the Nightwing and Robin suit.
Oh yeah. It looks so good.
He looks like an undead like cowboy.
He does though.
This is interesting. This is cool.
It's cool. I can't put it in Fear itself though because it's not really scary. It's just cool.
Yeah.
What's the tier below that then? Below Fear itself?
Worship me, fools.
Yeah, he's worshipable, definitely.
Alright, worship me, fools?
Definitely worship me, fools.
Okay.
Speaking of, the viewers should worship us, fools.
Yeah.
Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, we put a lot of effort into these. Alright, next up is from Scooby-Doo Halloween Horror.
You know, for a show about Halloween horror, this isn't exactly doing it for me.
Yeah, honestly, this isn't related to the tier list, but I just find it hilarious how Scarecrow just shows up. He's not even in Gotham. There's no Batman. He's just there.
Did I hear something spooky?
Yeah. I'm thinking no more hope.
Yeah, no more hope. This guy isn't very hopeful.
Alright. Next up is Batman The Long Halloween. This is cool.
I really like it.
Yeah, they adapt the look from the comic and it still looks awesome.
This is probably, aside from the Batman look with the noose around his neck, Beatos, the one with the skull-like face, that has to be like one of my favorite Scarecrow faces ever.
Oh yeah. Alright, I'm thinking Fear itself for The Long Halloween.
Yep, being chilling.
Alright, next up is an unused piece of concept art from the Batman 2004 animated show. He was supposed to be in the show before, the Dark Knight trilogy, and he was replaced with Riddler instead.
I kinda would have preferred the Silver Riddler.
Yeah, and presumably he would have also been voiced by Robert Englund. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, no, I could.
Now, I feel like this should go in Worship Me Fools just because this is kind of a grainy picture. It's the only piece of art he has in this show. So we never got to see it in motion.
Yeah. I imagine he probably would have been one of the most terrifying Scarecrows, not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah. Voiced by Freddy Krueger himself. Yeah, this definitely would have been terrifying if they were allowed to use them.
Oh yeah.
Alright, next up is from the Injustice animated movie. And it's pretty basic Scarecrow.
It's basic, but it's got like this oogie boogie feel that makes it like actually kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's creepy in the art style. I'm thinking he can be worshipped, even though he's dead.
He could be worshipped.
Alright. And yeah, that's it as far as the animated Scarecrows go. Time for...
Mhm.
You got something to say, Anno?
See, the thing about that is we got to commit to it, and if we're gonna commit to it, so I say to you, what about the other Scarecrow technically?
What other Scarecrow?
Oh, the funny, the goofy, uh, ghoul, the ghoul.
And Ghoul wasn't a Scarecrow, though.
Ghoul is definitely a Scarecrow. It's basically the same character. Let's face it.
Nah, I'm not feeling it.
I don't know. I feel like I have a means to convince you.
Oh yeah, what's that? Okay, Mr. Anno, don't hurt me. I got a wife and kids.
Yeah. Ghoul is Scarecrow, and we're gonna continue with that. And if you don't, I'm gonna shoot off your balls.
Okay, where do you want him?
Well, let's pull up a picture.
Okay. I'm hurrying, don't hurt me.
I'm currently in his house right now.
He's right behind me. Alright. And it's pretty good.
Yeah, he's worshipable.
He looks like he just robbed a party city on his way to a crime. But you know what? He's a dumb kid, I could see it. Alright, now for the live action Scarecrows. First up we have his look in Batman Begins he only wore for like 15 seconds. It looks pretty cool with the straitjacket, not gonna lie.
It does. I feel like his outfit could have been a little bit more torn up to kind of keep up with his mask.
Yeah. Maybe wear
But
a
no, I
rattier suit under the straitjacket.
Yes.
I think he can be worshipped.
He can be worshipped.
Alright, now what I can't worship though is his look in The Dark Knight. He's just a dude in a mask.
Yeah, no, he just looks like a Payday DLC character.
I'm thinking Oblivion.
Oblivion, yeah. To Oblivion with you.
Alright, and just for the sake of being thorough, I didn't really want to add this, but Anno's in my walls. The Dark Knight Rises. And
He's worshipable just because he's a normal dude with raggedy ass clothing. Like, he gives me like actual serial killer vibes where
yeah, but does he give you Scarecrow vibes is the thing.
eh, I mean, like, if we're talking like without the mask, he usually kind of has that nerdy-ish sort of look to him.
And honestly, I don't think I can put this above No More Hope.
We can put it in No More Hope. We can compromise.
Alright. Next up is unpieced used of concept art from the Suicide Squad movie.
Concept art.
Concept art doesn't get his own section this time. There's not nearly enough. Yeah, this would have been in the 2016 Suicide Squad movie.
I really like it.
Yeah, he looks like a scarecrow. It does look creepy.
I put this in tier itself. If only this were used in the movie, it would have made it good.
I don't know if even Scarecrow could save it, but it would have been a little better.
Look, replace him with oh, come here, boy. I'm the Joker. I'm sexually frustrated all the time because I'm played by Jared Leto.
Oh god, don't remind me. Anyway, moving on to the Gotham TV series where he was the main villain of a season. He had a couple different looks. This is his first one, where he had a hood. I like that it clearly looks like hand sewn. It's kind of a mess.
And that's good, to be honest. We need more of that for Scarecrow designs.
Yeah, and I think he can be worshipped.
He could be worshipped.
Alright, next one is the one he had in the last season of the show, which is basically the same, but he's got a hat now.
Now this is a glow up. I
Yep.
like it.
And it's just a hat, but it makes it all so much better.
Yeah.
I think he's fear itself.
He's fear itself. If only he weren't in glaring sunlight.
Yeah. Alright, next up is from the Titans series. He's got a couple different looks. This is just his mask. He never actually wears his mask in the show itself, which bothers me.
I mean, it's a creepy ass mask, but like it's not a lot to go off of.
Yeah, it looks like he's got teeth in there.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And it's creepy, but the fact that he never actually wears the mask kind of makes me want to bump it down a few.
Yeah, cry.
I cried when I heard he never actually wears the suit. Next up is another look he had in Titans. Come on.
That's really lazy. That's really fucking lazy.
Yeah.
They couldn't even have, spared like $20 to buy a hat and, cut it up a bit.
Even just like a brown hoodie would have been better.
Yeah, that's all they needed.
Oblivion.
Oblivion.
There's no excuse for laziness. Alright. Next up, we're moving on to the video games.
Video games, yeah.
This is the Batman the Animated Series Game Boy Advance Scarecrow. Can't even really tell it's Scarecrow, can you?
No, I really can't.
Oblivion.
To Oblivion. He already looks like he's in Oblivion.
Yeah. He died, and that's what his afterlife looks like. Alright, next up we have the Lego Scarecrows. This first one, it's okay. And
I mean, as far as Lego standards go, I mean, like, the head looks pretty creepy.
it's fine.
Alright.
And I'd say no more hope.
No more hope, yeah.
Alright, next up is the look he had in Lego DC Supervillains. Now this is a glow up.
Indeed.
He's got actual patterns on his arms and legs now.
That boy grew hair.
Yeah, he's got hair now. Got a creepier face. I think he can be worshipped.
He can be worshipped on, like, some greasy 40-year-olds, like...
Don't continue that thought. Alright, next
No,
up.
I said Lego display.
That's not better, Anno. Anyway, next up, I've been looking forward to this. DC Universe Online. This is a creepy Scarecrow.
It is. Well, to be fair, DC Universe Online they don't really miss with their designs.
Oh yeah, I would say this is fear itself.
This is fear itself.
Alright, next
It
up.
would make Jack Skellington blush.
And next up, they also had a Yellow Lantern variant for like a limited time boss, I believe.
It looks so cool.
And what are you thinking? Also fear itself?
I mean, the design, like, I can kind of see it, maybe. I don't know. It looks a little, like, too bright and shiny to be, like, actually scary, but...
Yeah, I just
I'd
noticed
worship
his mask is also actually yellow now, and I don't think I like that.
We can worship him.
Okay. Now, what I can worship is the concept art for DC Universe Online. This just looks goofy.
He looks like a VeggieTales extra.
Yeah, and what do you think? Oblivion?
Off to Oblivion with your ass.
Alright. Next up. I love this one so much. Arkham Asylum Scarecrow.
Oh,
I love
that is
it.
a definite fear itself.
Oh yeah. I love
feel like that the syringe hand.
yeah, the
just-
Kruger glove.
Yeah, for real, it's just amazing.
Alright, and for funsies, we have the design from his bio in Arkham Asylum.
This is fear itself.
You think so?
I think so.
He definitely looks unhinged.
And just like the subtle like looks of like, I'm talking about like the raggedy like mask that he has over himself. It looks like there are like teeth in there.
Yeah, I think that's just his actual teeth.
His teeth are fucking huge.
And he might be British, you don't know.
Ah, yes. I'm gonna kill it.
Next up, we have Arkham Knight Scarecrow. Easy fear itself.
Easy fear itself.
If this guy told me he was fear itself, I would believe him.
I would believe him.
The Arkham series really didn't miss when it came to Scarecrow.
They really didn't, which is good.
And appearance-wise, writing I have issues with, but that's not the point of this video. Alright, next up. We have Injustice 2 Scarecrow. First we have just what he actually looks like without the fear gas. He does look creepy.
Yeah. It's nothing really to write home about. He just looks like a 1940s German.
He just looks like a creepy doctor.
Yeah.
I'd say no more hope.
No more hope.
Alright. Next up is his fear ghast form. This is creepy.
This is definitely.
I'd say fear itself. He looks like an undead fear monster.
Certainly. And the hook, too. The hook is great.
Oh yeah, the hook is cool. Fear itself?
Fear itself.
Alright. And while we're on Injustice, we have what he looked like in the Injustice comics, because the writer legitimately forgot that they killed him off, so he just showed up. It's not bad.
Oh, yeah, it's not bad at all. It's just like. He looks depressed in this panel.
Maybe it's because the writers forgot that they killed him off.
And just kind of forgot him in general.
Yeah. He just shows up only to get beaten up by Damien.
Beat up, I think you mean killed.
Entirely possible. He looks like he's about to scream and cry, but that feels a bit too harsh, because the design isn't bad.
It's not bad by any means, but it's also like more boring than the game, and that's kind of a huge letdown.
It doesn't really do anything new. It's kind of a hodgepodge of a couple older designs. No more hope?
No more hope.
He looks like he doesn't have any hope left. Alright, next up is our good old buddies over at DC Legends once again. This one is actually a pretty solid, it's decent Scarecrow. This is his base form.
This looks like what the Overwatch 2 Scarecrow skin was supposed to be. But they were like, oh, hey guys, can we copy your homework? Yeah, just change it so that way it's not the same. And they went with this.
I only played Overwatch 2 for a couple weeks, so I'll take your word for it.
Not Overwatch 2, I mean just the original Overwatch.
Oh, I don't remember that skin. You'll have to show me afterward.
I will.
Alright. I'm thinking he can be worshipped.
Yeah, he's worshipful. It's okay.
Alright, and next up is his ultimate form, which that's a glow up.
Indeed. To be feared or not to be feared, that is the question here.
I think he's fear itself.
I think he's fear itself too.
They really didn't give us any good Batman designs, but they did not fail Scarecrow. Alright, last one for the video... not the last one for the video games, we got one more after this, but this is from Worlds Collide mobile game. I believe it's Chinese exclusive, but this is cool.
It is.
Like, conceptually it is a basic Scarecrow, but the art style makes it look awesome.
It does.
Now, should he be worshipped or feared?
I think he's got enough of a winning smile to make him feared.
You know what? I'm fine with that. Alright, now last but not least for the video game side of things. Scribblenauts Unmasked.
Damn it, that was gonna be my meme. That was gonna be like my final meme tier list thing. Now I gotta find another one.
And he's kind of cute.
Yeah, he's worshipable in the cute way.
Alright, now for all the comics.
Woo!
And I spent 2 days just compiling the comics. First off, for funsies, Anno, did you know Marvel Comics has their own Scarecrow?
Ah, so we didn't include Ghoul, but we're including the Scarecrow.
He actually calls himself Scarecrow. I think that counts for something.
I guess so, yeah.
And this...
He looks like Mo Howard did a Scarecrow cosplay and got it wrong.
he looks just goofy. This is not a villain you can take seriously.
Yeah, no, this is the guy who decided to put on a costume, try and like rob a bank, gets smacked by a man in spandex, and just kind of like drinks himself to death.
Yeah, this guy is so lame that he was a D-list Ghost Rider villain. And even Ghost Rider didn't want to waste his time on this guy. That is how bottom of the barrel this doofus is. I think he can go to Oblivion.
Yeah, let's kick him off to Oblivion. Just edit my current profile with a shotgun that shoots them into Oblivion.
That is too much effort for me, honestly. Alright, next up is proper Scarecrow, his first appearance, which it's got all the Scarecrowisms, but I wouldn't call it good. There's no face on that mask. How can he see?
Might just be really thin fabric. I mean, like, that's how I trick people into thinking I can do things with a blindfold on.
I like to think that he accidentally started monologuing in the wrong direction because he couldn't see through the burlap. He thought Batman and Robin were in the opposite direction.
He thought the red Victoria's Secret display behind him was Robin.
He thought the cats behind him were Batman and Robin.
But
Why is he going out committing crimes without gloves on?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of gloveless scarecrows today.
That is true. And not quite Oblivion, but he looks like he's gonna scream and cry to me.
Yeah.
Alright. Next up is when he was brought back in the late 60s. Basically the same vibe, but I'd say it's a glow up. He actually has a face now.
Yeah.
He looks a little rattier.
Man's got like he's got hay sticking out of his arms. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, got a little hay sticking out of his hat. He looks a little rattier than he was last time. Now, is he worshipped or does he have no more hope?
He has no more hope.
Alright. Next up is the look he had all throughout the 90s. There's no like official term for it, but I've heard people call it the Doug Mensch design, because that's who was writing him at the time. This is weird.
That's so legitimately creepy.
Yeah, but at the same time, where's that boy's organs?
Everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
It's a pretty standard Scarecrow, but I feel like I like that they made him thinner, but I feel like they went overboard with it.
I kind of like how like contorted he looks. Like he looks monstrous enough to actually be fear itself. Like he looks like a genuine demon.
I don't know if I can put him in fear itself, though.
Can we compromise with worshipable?
Okay, I can live with that. Alright, next up is from New Year's Evil. He had a couple different designs, but this is what he wore on the cover. That does look creepy.
It does, but his head reminds me of a VeggieTales extra once again.
I think he can be worshipped.
I'm thinking no hope for this guy.
Alright, no hope. Alright, next is what he actually wears in the comic itself. It is so hard to find a good view of it, but you can get the gist of what he's wearing. That mask is just goofy. He looks like he's constantly surprised.
I'm a little late on my tax returns, and now the IRS is tracking me down.
Oh, not the IRS. Even the Joker doesn't want to mess with them.
That's every single Batman villain's greatest fear, the IRS.
I don't blame them. I want to say this guy's gonna scream and cry. He looks like he's about to with the face on that mask.
Well, yeah, the IRS is after him.
I'd be screaming and crying too. Alright, next, just for fun. You see this poor college girl he's tormenting?
Yes.
In the same comic, he made a costume to be his sidekick. It's the Scarecrow, and look at that. It's just a mask, a wig, and a bra.
I think they also have like a... Hold on.
Kinda has a corset.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. It has a corset. They're not actually wearing the bra, I think, but it looks ugly and creepy, but not in a good way.
This can go to Oblivion.
Yeah, this can go straight to Oblivion.
I feel bad for that woman if she ever had to wear that. Alright, next up is the Long Halloween comic. That's creepy.
Yeah, no, that's creepy.
That's fear itself. No question about it. Alright.
A real hickory dickory dock. This mouse got a Glock.
Next up is from Batman Dracula Red Rain. This looks creepy.
It looks genuinely creepy.
Yeah, and I'm of two minds when it comes to the severed fingers on his costume. On one hand, it's creepy, but on the other hand, I feel like it's trying way too hard.
Yeah, I feel... At first, I thought those were candies.
He's not that kind of villain, Anno.
Sorry. For a moment, my cannibalistic tendencies kicked in there.
And what do you think?
He's worshipable.
Alright, worshipable.
For real, I thought those were like candy wrappers.
No, those are fingers.
Oh yeah, I can see it now.
Alright, next up. I'm not fond of this one. There was a time where he had superpowers and turned into a scare beast whenever he was scared.
Oh, that looks so fucking cool.
It's a good monster design, but the idea of Scarecrow turning into a Hulk basically when he gets scared is kind of absurd. Like, I don't see Scarecrow when I look at this, you know?
I see a what are they called? I see a Wickerman.
Yeah, I could see it. Now, I think he can be worshipped. This is actually scary.
Yeah.
Alright, Scare Beast goes in worship. Next up is another Scarecrow design. That poor woman had to put on a costume. This just looks goofy.
It does. It looks like the Ninja Turtles Scarecrow with the overly sized head.
Yeah, I will say, it's a step up from what he was going to have her wear. And it looks like she's screaming and crying under that mask.
She is. The mascara is dripping down her neck.
Alright, next one. This was interesting. This is from JSA Liberty Files. It's creepy,
Woo!
I'll give it that.
Yeah, no, that is fucking scary right there.
And it doesn't really look like a scarecrow though, does it?
I know. I feel like a hat could have completed this look, and he would
Yeah.
have been like straight fear itself.
I'm thinking No More Hope just because there isn't enough like scarecrow-isms in it.
Yeah,
Just looks like
the
a zombie.
raggedy clothes and the noose around the neck. That's about it.
Yeah, it just looks like a zombie.
Yeah.
No hope for this guy, he's already dead.
Oh, you cannot kill what is already dead, Batman. Oh wait, wrong villain.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. Next up is Justice Alex Ross. This is cool.
It is.
That-
I actually really like the design.
That looks like an undead scarecrow.
Fear itself for this one.
Oh yeah. Alright, next up is from a Batman Judge Dredd crossover. Again, this looks scary.
Which is funny because you hate anything associated with Judge Dredd.
No, I just hate the Batman Who Edges. I hate that the Batman Who Edges was lazily copy-pasted from a Judge Dredd villain.
Do you hate how Hayes was kind of modeled off of Judge Dredd and the Batman Who Edges?
I hate you. Anyway, I
But
think this...
I told you this before!
I just hate being reminded of the Batman Who Edges. Why does he keep coming back to haunt me? Anyway, I'd say this is a very easy Fear itself.
Very easy Fear itself.
Like he looks like Fear itself.
He does.
Alright, next up, I'm excited about this one. Sinestro Core Scarecrow, Blackest Night.
Cree, 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 cree.
And come on.
I'm terrified, I'm shaking.
And tier list aside, making Scarecrow a Yellow Lantern is a stroke of brilliance.
It is. It shocks me that it hasn't been done more before.
Yeah, we're getting there. I'd say Fear itself, honestly.
Yeah.
This is just cool.
I feel like I could genuinely do better on drawing a version of this guy, though.
Probably. You could also do better than this next one, which revisited the whole Sinestro Core Scarecrow concept. It's just boring.
I kind of like it.
And there's not really enough Sinestro Core isms. Like, first one, he's kind of wearing the uniform under the jacket, but in this one, it's just black.
I feel like it's good as its own thing, though.
Yeah. And maybe if the Sinestro Core elements were removed and it was just a Scarecrow, then I'd be more receptive to it.
Do you want to put this in the middle with no hope?
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's got any hope. Alright, next up is Flashpoint Scarecrow. He only shows up for one panel.
God, it's so boring. I'll feel
Yeah.
oblivious with him.
Yeah, I know it's just for one panel, but they put no effort into that one. Alright, next up, another boring one, New 52 Scarecrow. I like the mask, but other than that is just a dude.
He looks like an undead, like, medieval executioner
Yeah, I could see
who
it.
got hanged.
And aside from the mask and the noose, he's really got nothing going for him.
Yeah.
I would say Scream and Cry just because of the mask and noose. That saves it a little bit.
Yeah.
Alright, next up is the Batman Beyond Scarecrow, which was a lady. And it looks creepy.
That genuinely fucking terrifies me.
Yeah, that's creepy. That's scary.
It's fear itself.
Alright, Fear itself.
So is that Batman Beyond suit. Jesus Christ.
He looks naked. He looks like he's covered in black body paint.
He looks like he's been like elongated. He looks like he's one of those torture machines and it's starting to break his body.
Oh, maybe that's her superpower. She's pulling up on him and that's making him stretch. Alright, next up is Batman White Knight Scarecrow. It's pretty neat. Making it look more like a plague doctor mask, and now it's elongated. That is cool.
I mean, it's cool, but it kind of strays away from the whole Scarecrow look, aside from the hay and the raggedy claws.
And I'd say it's still close enough to classic Scarecrow isms.
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
I think he can be worshipped.
He can be worshipped.
Alright, next up. I consider this one really cool. Fear State Scarecrow. That's creepy.
And it's in the name, Fear itself.
Yeah. Now, what isn't Fear itself is the toy that was modeled off it, just for funsies. That's hideous.
That looks. This is such a screwed up joke. But this looks like a Viet Cong woman after being introduced to Agent Orange.
Oh no. Oh no, Anno. Yeah, this can go off to oblivion. And how do you screw up that badly?
Time, effort, and lots of mismatched clothing colors.
You know, it looks like, you know how with like, I don't know if this is common in all like toy manufacturing, but with Transformers for prototypes, they just mold the pieces in random colored plastic. Just get the gist of how it's gonna look.
I think they do that to color code parts though.
Yeah, it looks like that, but no, it's the actual figure.
Oh goodness, that's horrible.
Yeah, next up we have Scarecrow Year 1. Looks pretty neat. I don't know why he's wearing skin-tight latex pants, but other than that...
I thought those were leather assless chaps. For a moment, I thought those were assless chaps.
Thankfully, he does in fact have the chaps. But yeah, skin-tight latex pants, it's certainly a choice. And I think it's a pretty neat-looking Scarecrow.
It's alright, yeah.
Warship or No More Hope?
No more hope.
Alright. Next up is Kings of Fear. Yeah. And it's right there in the name, isn't it? King of Fear.
King of Fear. Maybe we should have put that at the top, and then put Fear itself below that.
Yeah, I felt like that would have been a bit repetitive.
Fair enough.
Next up is from the Rebirth Batwoman comic. That's spooky.
Yeah, that is also legitimately terrifying.
Fear itself.
Fear itself. Dang, we have two bangers.
We're about to have a third. Nightwing Rebirth.
Woo! Okay, you want to go 3 in a row?
3 in a row. It's cool. It is a cool look. If I were to adapt Scarecrow in like a show or a movie or something, this is how he would look. Just add the Kruger glove on one hand and then the look's complete. Alright, next up. This is from a random Legends of the Dark Knight one-off story. It's pretty cool.
That is probably one of my favorite Scarecrow designs.
Are we gonna go 4 in a row?
4 in a row.
4 in a row. Let's go. We might have 5. This is from Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on Serious Earth. He only appears for this one sequence, but...
Oh, that is so good.
It's creepy.
It is.
Are we gonna go 5 in a row?
5 in a row.
5 in a row. Let's go. Like with Batman, I feel like it's hard to make a bad-looking Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Some of them certainly accomplish that, but that's beside the point. Alright. Just for the sake of being thorough and because there normally aren't enough Scarecrows, I'm throwing this lady in. Madam Crow.
That looked like a man underneath, just with some nice hips.
Her hips don't lie.
Hips don't lie.
I like the mask. I like the Freddy Krueger glove. That's always a win. But other than that, doesn't really get the point across, does it?
Looks like someone went to Hot Topic and then was too poor to afford the rest of the Scarecrow costume and just went with that.
It kind of looks like she has one of those like Blair Witch totems on her shirt.
Yeah, Hot Topic.
I can't give this any more credit than No More Hope.
Yeah.
Alright. Now, Anno, are you familiar with the time that Marvel and DC merged their characters in the 90s?
Yes.
Alright, so they decided to take Scarecrow and mix him
And
with
merge with
Scarecrow to create Scarecrow.
Scarecrow.
And,
Scarecrowception.
and that's pretty bland, isn't it? And I
Yeah.
don't know what we would have expected from mixing two Scarecrows, but yeah. I'd say Scream and
Especially-
Cry.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Definitely. I said he definitely looks like, well, this is kind of what happens when you combine a man who looks like a desperate thief for supplying his alcoholism with.
And you know what? Considering the Marvel Scarecrow is a total loser, I would buy it. Alright, next up, this was from Dark Knight's Metal. This is from the universe that Red Death comes from. That's a creepy Scarecrow.
Yeah, one creepy ass motherfucking Scarecrow.
I wouldn't say he's fear itself, but he can be worshipped.
He could be worshipped.
Alright, next up is from Gotham by Gaslight. They had their own Scarecrow. And it's
Boring.
fine. It's fine. It looks like Scarecrow. We can't really say anything else about it. Alright, next up is from the DC Super Friends comic for, kids.
He looks like a Plants vs. Zombies character.
I could totally see that. And I kind of like it, though. And the long flowing robe, it's interesting. The mask is actually kind of creepy for a kid's comic.
He does look like a Scarecrow.
Yeah, I think he can be worshipped.
He can be worshipped.
Alright, next up is from Lil Gotham. This is adorable.
This is.
He
Look
is...
at him. He's spiking his cup with fear toxin.
Yeah. I think he can be adorable, fear itself.
Yeah, he's an adorable little fear itself.
He's just so cute, we can't put him anywhere else.
Yeah.
Alright, next up is from Batman Noel. He only appears for this one panel. It's pretty standard, but the art style makes it look creepier.
He looks like a noir protagonist trying to be edgy.
Yeah, he's one of those grizzled detectives who had his face scarred in a horrific accident after he got too close to the truth. I'll let you decide this one.
I'll put him in hopeless.
Alright. Next up, this one freaked me out when I first found it. Batman The Last Night on Earth. This is terrifying. He's just a torso and a head. Yeah, and it doesn't really convey in this specific panel, but like he's got a balloon wrapped around his head and he's just constantly huffing his own fear gas in the balloon.
Is that why there's a bunch of gas behind him?
Yeah,
Does he smell like he farted?
probably. He looks like he smells awful. I like his cyborg hands with the freakishly long fingers with the syringes on the end.
Very, very low. He looks very Lovecraftian, sort of.
This is something you would create to torment your players.
Yeah, no, you're right. But a lot of Scarecrow's design looks like something I torment my players with.
That's true, especially this one. I would call it fear itself.
Fear itself, yeah. Why do you think I picked Scarecrow?
That's true. Alright, next up, this is from the Harleen graphic novel. It's just retelling of Harley Quinn's origin. This is cool.
Yeah, no, it looks badass.
What do you think? Another fear itself?
He's worshipable. He looks too much like a Necron to be Scarecrow.
Alright, I can live with that. Alright, next up. God, I forgot what this is from. I'll add it in post. Oh, this was from Batman Reptilian. The style makes it look creepy, but the design on its own is kind of lame.
I kind of like that though. It looks. Have you seen that one Halloween movie where it's like the ragdoll looking kid and it's like a collection of horror stories in this one?
I vaguely think I know what you're talking about.
I'd have to look it up again. If I remember, I'll tell you after.
And mm,
No hope.
Yeah, no hope. Alright, this next one is from the Wayne Family Adventures webcomic. This is officially published by DC, so I'm adding it. Pretty standard.
So fucking boring. It
I,
looks like a He-Man extra.
you know what? He's gonna scream and cry.
Screaming and crying.
Alright. This next one is from... It's an Elseworlds that, again, I forget the name of, but I'll put it on the screen if I remember it. He's a crow man.
He is embracing his inner persona in here like he did with the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
But this one isn't really as scary.
Yeah, from the neck down, it's standard Scarecrow. What do you think? No hope?
Yeah, no hope.
Alright, next up, this is from Dark Prince Charming. It's okay. I like the hood.
Yeah,
He looks kind of homeless, doesn't he?
yeah, no, he looks less like the Scarecrow and the bum beneath your bridge.
Who happened to find a Scarecrow mask.
He needed it to cover up his pimples from not showering.
What do you think? Is he gonna scream and cry, or is he hopeless?
He's gonna scream and cry.
Alright, next up, this is Bizarro Scarecrow. What else can you really say about it?
I mean, it looks kind of genuinely creepy. I mean,
Eh,
no hope.
yeah, no hope. Alright, last but not least, League of Super Pets Scarecrow. We have Anaphylactic Shock Man chasing him. I have yet to find a design from this movie that I actually like. This is going into oblivion.
Yeah. To be fair, Super Pets was more about the
It's
pets
about the
and
animals,
people.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all that budget and all that okay design had to be saved for the animals.
Yeah, because they'd be the main characters. So, yeah. An awful design is still an awful design, though.
Yep.
Alright, and that is the last Scarecrow. We had 88 Scarecrows in total.
I'll wait, but I have a mean Scarecrow to post.
Yes.
Question, have you ever watched King of the Hill?
Oh, yes, I love King of the Hill. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Well, you would be proud to know that he makes a cameo in King of the Hill.
Oh? Alright, let's see it.
Pocket toxin.
Pocket Toxin. Fear itself.
Fear itself.
Alright, Anno, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, Scarecrow's awesome. And by the way, guys, I'm back. And is it okay if I plug something here?
Go right ahead.
So yeah, we're streaming again, every Tuesday. And then of course we post it after on YouTube. And we're back to doing videos. And I'm really happy about it. So fuck yeah, check our stuff out, but also please look at Return of the Primes because from what I heard, it's coming at a close end.
Yeah, I've got like 2 sessions left and then it's over.
Woo!
It's going out with a bang though.
You know what? If you guys run out of stuff to do or don't feel like continuing your campaign, I'll invite literally all of you guys to my thing.
Yes. I will say I am leaving like an out in case they do want to continue, but that'll be up to them when the time comes.
Whew.
Right.
Either way, I hope you guys have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. And I look forward to seeing what you've been coming up with for your players to be tormented by.
Oh, well, I think people will be glad to know that I'm not going to be shitting on Beast Wars as much.
Woo! I know.
I'm actually going to try to be respectful.
Gasp!
I know, right?
And these tier lists are so fun to do. If you guys want to see more of this, let us know in the description, the comment box below. Leave all the YouTube things YouTubers like, and if you got any suggestions, go right ahead. Might like
I
to...
believe next time will be your turn, Major.
Yes. I'll wait to see how the response goes. I'd like to do a Marvel character, kind of switch things up a bit.
Oh, I know Marvel has no end of different interpretations of characters.
Oh, yeah. Alright, say goodbye to the audience, Mr. Anno.
Bye, guys. Please subscribe to Major Disaster and like all of his videos and everything that he does, because he's awesome, and if you don't, I'll shoot you.
And he's not just saying that because I'm right behind him right now with his own shotgun.
Yeah.